What's up? It's lunchtime with Josh the Plumber, and here's what we're talking about today. Alright, so today we're going to talk about cartridge identification. I got a ton of cartridges right here in my hand. Here in a minute, we're going to go over each one of those, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to figure out what faucet you're working on before you even touch it. So we're going to get into the specifics of two of the largest brand names here in America that I'm aware of, Moen and Delta. We're going to go over a couple of these just to give you a little bit of familiarity. My goal here is to make it very, very easy to diagnose exactly what you're working on before you have to take it apart. All right, first things first, we have the Moen 1222, also known as the PosiTemp. It is a shower cartridge. So those Moen PosiTemps are single handle shower valves that usually rotate in one direction to turn on and off. The farther you turn it, the hotter it gets. And this is typically what they're going to look like. They're either going to have an acrylic handle or they'll have some sort of metal handle. Staying in the Moen family and in the showers, we have the 1225B, which is a pull-out style. So you're pulling this stem up here, you're pulling it out of that outer housing that's here that sits inside of the valve. When you pull that out, it turns the water on, and then from there it should be in the up and down position. You can move it left or right according to hot or cold. And a quick side note, the 1225B cartridge can be also used for a single handle faucet. Here is typically what those faucets look like. Alright, moving over to Delta showers, we have two different styles here. We have the ball style, which actually comes in two different forms. The one in the box here is a circle end, and then the one that I'm holding in my hand is a diamond end. It just depends on what type of handle you have, what type of shower valve you have, makes whichever one you have. Most of the time, you're going to see the diamond on showers, and you'll see the circle one on faucets. And these ball style faucets are usually in one position, and they rotate up and then move left to right, very small, to adjust your temperature. Delta also has another one called the Delta Scald Guard. Basically, there's a disc on the back on the black there, and it rotates around the white piece in there. It is similar to a Moen PosiTemp, and here's what they typically look like. And then the last Delta cartridge that I see all the time in showers is a Delta Monitor. There's a couple different versions of this cartridge. There's one with a blue cap, I believe this is the gray cap, and I think there's an older style one that's like an off-white cap. You got to pay attention to the tabs on this side. You can see that there's a little notch right here under the H. It's a little on that side, and there's one on this side. I believe one of them only has a tab on one side, and then one of them's like square tabs or something. So you will have to pay attention to what those tabs are. This is basically the Delta version of a PosiTemp. It rotates in one direction to turn your water on, and the hotter you go is the farther you go, then come back and it turns it right off. Alright, so this is where it starts to get a little bit more challenging. Once you move into faucets, these are two-handle faucets we're talking about. We have a Delta on this side, and we have a Moen on this side. These are both for two-handle faucets for Moen and Delta respectively. They look kind of similar, but obviously you can tell that the Moen one is a little bit taller, a little bit longer, and it does not typically have a brass shank at the center. Another thing to look out is Delta also owns a company called Peerless. You can literally put this cartridge in a Peerless and it'll work perfectly fine. Peerless is basically just a cheap knockoff brand of Delta. There's a couple other brands that are very similar to this Moen right here. Valley makes a cartridge that's very similar to this. Be careful, on the bottom it's actually a little bit different. If you go to your local Ferguson plumbing supply house, they'll usually have like a little printout sheet that you can look at with actual 1-to-1 ratio sizes of cartridges. Let me show you real quick. So this is just a small section right here of the stem chart that they give you, but this really cool, awesome Delta. Set it right next to this. It's literally this Delta right here. Sorry, it's not actually that one, according to the part number. This one has an extra tab, but it is literally the same identical thing. I can assure you it's the same. There's our Moen right there. Boom, there's our Moen. There's that Valley cartridge I'm talking about just on the left. It looks very similar to this cartridge. It's not quite that cartridge. Okay, very close. This is the one though. Boom. It's got hundreds of different cartridges, it's got shower cartridges, oh my gosh, everything that you could ever want. So hopefully this helped you identify a couple things a little bit quicker. You know that if a shower rotates to turn on and off, you know it's probably either a Moen PosiTemp or a Delta Scald Guard, and if it is a pull, it's most likely a Moen 1225B. And then when you're going over Delta shower valves, if they open up and then rotate left and right, it's probably a ball style. And then if you have two handle faucets, usually you can see on the front to see if it's a Delta or a Moen. You should be able to tell pretty easily if it's pretty short or if it's taller like a Moen is. Let me know down in the comments if you guys got a little bit of value out of this. If you did, maybe I can do some more stuff that's similar to this. What do you guys think?